Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, hello, my name's Debbie and I do colouring and anything artsy on my channel. But today I'm working on a adult colouring page by Sarahrichter, and this is from her first colouring book that she released. She's brought a second one out now, but you'll see in this one that it's not anything to do with the fault of the paper or anything. It was the lack of inspiration, I think, from my part. I started off with luminance pencils, I've ended up moving on to pan pastels and all different types of pencils in the end, and I painted the background and added some lovely details towards the end. So one of the main reasons that I started this colouring page is because they reminded me of Targaryens. Take away the wings and like the back wings and the horns, they reminded me of a beautiful Targaryen girl, because I've been watching House of the Dragon and it screamed Dragon Girl to me. Now I did try and do, I had it in my head like a grey, white, blonde hair, and it didn't turn out like that, unfortunately, because I was working with what I own with the pan pastels. I haven't got tons and tons of colours, so I've just worked with it and it ended up, the hair could have been lighter, but I like the way it's turned out in the end. So I'm just following the shadows that Sarah's already put on for us. Now it's similar to, if you've heard of the artist Mariola Budek, she adds, I wouldn't call them grayscale, but I wouldn't call them line art. They're like a nice in between of the two. So if you're not sure where to put the shadows, you know, they're already there for you. Now I've switched to the pan pastels here because I think I'd just given up at that point. Given up with doing pencils on the whole skin. I'm not the best at skin at the best of times, and then when I'm feeling pretty tired most of the time, the last thing I wanted to do was sit there doing this skin for hours and hours. So I thought, I've not pulled out my pan pastels in months, if not over a year or two. Smack on the hand for me. But when I do use them, I adore them, so I don't know why I don't use them all that often. I'm not being really precise around the edges because pan pastels erase really, really easily. And I thought I'd mention as well that I am using the tools that are recommended to be used with these pan pastels. They're called soft tools, I do believe. I have even tried the makeup blenders, what we all use with the distress inks. I have tried that, and if you're working with a really large area, they're quite good actually, and they're really inexpensive, and they were a lot better than the soft tools. It's probably because I'm really heavy-handed. I go through the soft tools quite often and they're not cheap to replace, so finding an alternate solution was nice. I'm just fixing it there with the fixers, and I think this is actually a different day because I filmed this over about a week. I'm doing the eyes now. The eyes in every single colouring page is always my favourite part. So you saw me use just one colour for the hair, just to get rid of the white of that paper, and then start using polychrome, Faber-Castell, polychrome, that's a new word for them now, polychrome pencils. These are my favourite pencils when it comes to doing any hair, because they are really hard pencils, hard oil pencils, but even though saying that they're really hard, I still manage to break them nearly every time that I use them. I'm just using two colours here. I think it's a cool grey and a black. It's just really, really simple and easy to do. So now I decided to use alcohol markers, and this was a big fail on my part. I tried to blend a really light lavender colour into a darker purple, and it was not blending out. And I've learnt from past mistakes that if it doesn't work the first time or even the second time, don't put out more alcohol marker onto the paper, because it bleeds out terribly and it would have gone on all over her skin. Because I did want to do the same effect with these two colours on the wings in the background, but I thought you'll be able to see even more of the whoopsies, so I ended up going over that. And then just using Prismacolor, I do believe, for the rest of the purple shadows, and then I fill in all of the headpiece and the necklace and stuff in more of like a mustard colour. Just to make it look like it's gold, and then go over the top with a bit of Prismacolor. Just a really simple crystal here, 3 colours, and then using the lightest shade just to blend it all out. That's the blessing with Prismacolor, because they're so soft. Getting this sort of effect is so easy. And I ended up putting a little bit of this like this eyeshadow around the eye. I don't know if the camera picked it up very well, but it's there, I promise. masking taping them edges now, just making sure that I'm getting a nice crisp line, and I don't want it seeping through the little holes and wrecking all the colouring pages. But I'm using Americana black acrylic paint here. This is the mattest black paint that I've ever found, and you only need one coat. There is cheaper brands that I have tried, but for the effort and the payoff, I really do recommend this paint. And it dries as well really quick. This whole background area probably dried in 5 or 10 minutes. I just left it completely alone. I have got a plastic sheet behind this page just to protect the page behind it so we don't get any transfer or anything. I did forget to mention that this video is sped up 8 times, so it probably took me about almost 2 hours maybe to actually finish the whole page. A couple of white highlights, and then I move over to the Renaissance watercolours, a purple and a gold I do believe, just to add some little embellishments here and there. So that is the end of this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. In the end, I did enjoy colouring this one. I think I just needed a kick up the bottom to get started. But thank you so much for watching. Why don't you check out one of my previous videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!